Hi everybody, I'm Delaney Young, the mayor of Telluride. It is Friday, March 20th, 2020, and this is the mayoral update. Bear with me, I'm a little nervous being here on my own. I usually have someone interviewing me and asking questions, which leads to a very easy conversation. Today I have some notes for myself, so pardon me for looking down on occasion. The mayoral update is something that we do basically every month. We have this to update the community on local government after each of our town council meetings. We've had 2 town council meetings since my last mayoral update. One was our regular meeting on March 10th, and the latest was last Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And that was a special meeting to adopt a resolution that was necessary because of the current times we are all finding ourselves living within. I know that all of us, every one of us, has one thing that is highest on our minds, and that is the coronavirus. I really believe that having some semblance of normalcy in our lives is one of the things that's going to get all of us through this unknown situation and anxious situation, and I wanted to attempt to just keep people apprised of things that are still going on in our world because life goes on. At our regular meeting on March 10th, we actually had a panel of the local command operations group for coronavirus, and I was and still am extremely grateful that they took the time to give us the information as they had it on that day and leading into that meeting. We only had a few other items on that agenda. One of them, probably the biggest item, was from our planning department and our planning and zoning commission, and that had to do with what they have dubbed upzoning. Upzoning basically is increasing density on lots of certain sizes. It was a very lively discussion. Thank you to the people from the public and from the real estate community who showed up to be part of that discussion. It was simply a discussion. No decisions hard and fast were made. We went away with direction to staff and our Planning and Zoning Commission to do some additional work so that we can have a really clear picture of how we should move forward with incentives and ways and means to, in a nutshell, increase affordable housing. The whole idea stemmed from how can we obtain more affordable housing in town. Our special meeting on March 17th was specifically to adopt a resolution that would enable our town council to have electronic or virtual meetings. We didn't have that option before, and in our current state, we still need to conduct government business, and this allows us the opportunity to do that without being near each other and following the orders that we have been given, which is to isolate ourselves and distance ourselves from one another to help curb the spread of the virus. As an aside, I am up here at Telluride TV studios. Thank you very much to Telluride TV for making this happen. There is only one other person here with me. Thank you, Tim. And we are a room away from each other as respecting the current orders that are in place. The other thing that we did at our March 17th meeting was enlighten and educate the full council on the potential for the town of Telluride to declare our own state of disaster emergency. We weren't ready that day with not as much knowledge on March 17th what that meant. We have been pondering it for the last couple of days, and it's likely that we are going to move forward, just as Mountain Village did yesterday at their Thursday meeting. This isn't a reason to be alarmed. This isn't anything that should add to anyone's anxiety. In fact, in the long run, it's going to be beneficial, I believe, to our town and our community to take that measure, just as Mountain Village and the county have already done, and multiple other municipalities throughout Colorado. But to get back to some of the other government business that we still have to work on and still need to maintain momentum going forward because life goes on. We have our next regular meeting on March 31st. It will be noticed, just as all of our other meetings have been, with the exception that our paper notice will be posted on the outside of the doors at Town Hall and Rebecca Hall. We generally have a list of items that are, for lack of a better way to say it, in the queue as we move forward. Things that we need staff to work on or research, things that public people, members of the community, have come to one or more council members and asked to have conversations about. Just to give you an idea of things that at least were coming up in the not too distant future, we were going to continue our public interaction about the Southwest Area Master Plan. That's a very big plan. I think that we still will work on that at least somewhat behind the scenes and continue to gather information. We are already thinking about water conservation methods for the summertime, and as the summer approaches, we need to have those in place so that they can be utilized and put us in a better spot with the current potential drought conditions that are facing our region. We're looking okay right now, but honestly, if you look at the map from the government entities that provide us the drought information, our area on the western slope is in a moderate drought scenario, even with the snow that we just saw outside. Could change if we get a lot more. Let's hope for more snow. We were about to have a larger discussion about the free box, which right now seems a little futile as we have closed the free box for everyone's protection. Thank you, Brandon, for the artwork. I think it's lovely and a lot of people are smiling because of it, so big thank you to you for doing that artwork. We can still have discussions about a lot of these things. It's just the methodology in which we have these discussions that's going to change. When we have virtual meetings, we are going to figure out a way to still have public comment and be able to have discussions about these things so that we make genuine, educated decisions that are beneficial to the community as a whole. One of the other items that I've talked about in the last 2 or 3 mayoral updates had to do with some state level legislation in regards to single-use plastics. Our community is very dedicated to sustainability and trying to do the right thing for the planet. And sadly, the Senate bill I testified on behalf of was shot down. There is word that there was another bill being presented with a different number. That number, I don't have it yet, but it was going to do the same thing with some amendments that were cause for concern. All of these things are important to our community. I don't think that they should be taking the front seat to what's going on a more serious level. However, as people are isolating and sheltering in place, and when you find that you have time on your hands, I think that it could be a good idea to educate or re-educate yourself about not only local government, but things that are happening on the state and federal level. I can tell you that the state capitol is closed for business. They have shuttered their doors for the unforeseeable future out of a measure of safety. However, our lawmakers are still working remotely and behind the scenes to continue drafting and voting on legislation that is important to our state. There's a lot of measures that are of significant importance to us. Aside from sustainability on the plastics side, there are a lot of measures in regards to water law. There are agricultural measures that are on the books. There are health-related and education-related measures that are on the books. If you have time, get engaged with your local and state government measures and talk to your friends about it. We still have elections coming up this fall, and I know it might seem trite and it may seem a long way off. All of those things are very, very important. However you vote, whatever you believe, please register to vote. You can do it online. It's very easy. Another website that is very beneficial for finding out about state law and measures coming down is the Colorado Municipal League, otherwise known as CML. They have a vast amount of resources to educate yourself. While you are hopefully getting online and registering to vote and educating yourself about government legislation that pertains to all of us, not only here but in the state, also think about doing your census. Again, it might seem trite. Right now, more than ever, it is imperative that we get an accurate count for our community and our population here. If you go online, it's very easy. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. Please answer all the questions. One of the difficulties we have here is a lot of us have P.O. boxes, and we won't ever get a notification in the mail because they are only sent to a physical address. If you go to census2020.org, you can do your census online. It's very simple. It will walk you through the steps. Every person that is counted relates to a monetary value that comes into our community. And again, now more than ever, every person who lives here is going to make a difference in the aid that we receive going forward from the effects of the coronavirus. It is going to affect our economy. We know that. I wanted to give some very distinct information. There's a lot of stuff going around on our local Facebook pages that is, for some people, creating more anxiety, and for some people, creating even anger. All of us need to have a place to express our feelings, and if that's how somebody chooses to express their feelings through a chat room or a Facebook group, please don't curb that. But remember that it is a Facebook group, and what you're seeing there may not necessarily be the information you need. So I'm going to read you some phone numbers and some websites, email addresses. These are the places that we highly, highly encourage you to visit when you need information, when you're seeking answers, when you need assistance, or when you want to offer help. The first place that you need to know to go to is the San Miguel County website that is dedicated to all of the current information as it is received. Our team is working tirelessly to make sure that we all have the best and the most current information. That website is sanmiguelcounty.gov/590/coronavirus. That website will link you to virtually any other website that you have questions or concerns. That the other ones will have answers that you're seeking. They will link you to the Telluride Medical Center website. They will link you to the CDC website. They will link you to the Telluride Foundation, who is doing a tremendous amount of work to get assistance to the people in our community and our surrounding communities as they need it. The county has also established a county coronavirus hotline. That phone number is 970-728-3844. You can call that for literally any reason, and you will be directed to the place you need to go, or your questions will be answered, or the answers will be discovered for you. If you do feel ill, I cannot stress this enough. Please do not go to the medical center. Please phone the medical center. If you don't already have that number, it's 970-728-3844. 888. Obviously, if you have an emergency situation, you should go to the ER and you will be taken care of, or you can call 911. Another place to receive great information is our local community radio station, KOTIO. You can go on the web to kotio.org. You can listen to all of the interviews and discussions that they have been recording that surround the coronavirus, and they are putting them online for everyone to access. Their news shows each night have been having additional information and stories. You can access those online. They are on a very limited skeleton crew at KOTIO. Don't walk into the office, please. This was something I wanted to personally share with all of you, and I'm going to do a commentary on KOTIO in order to share this information even more far and wide. I have gotten phone calls and emails from a few of our local utility providers, and I wanted to let everyone know that in this time of anxiety and people being concerned about not working and not having enough money, San Miguel Power Association, Black Hills Energy, and CenturyLink are making efforts to work with their customers so that this is one thing you will not have to worry about. CenturyLink and Black Hills Energy have specifically said that they will waive late fees and you don't have to worry about any kind of disconnect or anything. SMPA is asking you to call them. They are here for you. They will work with all of you, anyone. Their phone number is 970-626-5549 during regular business hours. Please call them if you have any concerns about getting your bill paid. blackhillsenergy.com. You can go to their website to find assistance. Their phone number is 888-890-5554. The last thing I want to say to everybody is please follow the county's orders to shelter in place, reduce your contact with people. You definitely can get outside and get some exercise and some fresh air. Don't do it with anyone unless it's somebody you live with and you're already in contact with. Do it alone, do it with family, do it with your roommate. And by do it, I mean go out and get some fresh air and some exercise. And be kind to each other, and please look out for your neighbors, especially those who may be alone and may be frightened and might need help. Take care of each other, look out for each other, and until next time, this has been the Mayoral Update. Thank you, Telluride TV.